land is much better than water. But for some reason, the founders of our planet made it 70% ocean. What's more, only 20% of the seafloor has been mapped. This means we have better maps of Mars than we do our own planet. And so every year, new mysteries are uncovered deep within the oceans of our world. Just off the coast of New Jersey, two large trains lie deep underwater. Dating to the mid-1800s, no one knows how they got there or why. It seems like an impractical way to decommission locomotives, especially since there are only two. Having spent more than a century under 90 feet of water, the trains are covered in rust and barnacles, but are in surprisingly good condition. Still, with no historical records mentioning them, we may never know what happened. In southern Mexico is a mysterious flooded sinkhole. The ancient Maya believed it was a gateway to the underworld, and even now locals generally fear it. Deep within this sinkhole have been found strange human remains, dozens of elongated skulls. Judging by their appearance, it's like a race of alien humanoids once called the cavern home. In truth, some Maya would bind the heads of their children, gradually creating this incredibly sexy look. Perhaps when they died, a select few nobles had their remains thrown into the sinkhole. In 1999, a US government agency picked up a strange noise in the Pacific Ocean. With a duration of 2 minutes and 43 seconds, it was an eerie noise. When sped up, it sounds like the name Julia. It's unknown what caused the Julia sound, but it seems to have emitted from Antarctica. Some believe it was a large iceberg running aground, but that is just speculation. Off the coast of Israel is a mysterious 9,000-year-old ruin. Discovered in 1984, it was once a village, with all kinds of artifacts preserved by the ocean. Most interesting is a large stone circle surrounding what looks like a well. The deep hole is thought to have been the site of some kind of ritual. Perhaps its water was believed to have healing properties, or maybe it was a burial pit. Either way, it creeps me out. In 2007, something strange happened. In secret, a treasure hunting company discovered a shipwreck full of gold. Recovering it in total secrecy, it only came to light when they flew 17 tons of treasure to Florida. Mostly gold and silver coins, it was worth an estimated $500 million. Thanks to the secrecy, the identity of the shipwreck is unknown, but most believe it was a Spanish ship that sank in 1804. Sued by the gold-hungry Spanish government, the company was forced to return the loot, but only after a Supreme Court ruling. In 2013, 2 cars were found submerged in a remote Oklahoma lake. Having been there for 5 decades, each was linked to an unsolved cold case. But strangely, they were 2 unrelated cases. One car disappeared in 1969 and was found to contain 3 corpses. The other also had 3 corpses and disappeared in 1970. The corpses were soon identified, and both cases ruled accidental. Still, it's a very strange coincidence, especially since they occurred within less than a year. Believe it or not, underwater rivers are a real thing. Little is known about them, but many rivers flow deep in the ocean. One of the largest is in the Black Sea. It is caused by salty water moving in from the ocean, which is unable to mix with the less salty black seawater. If it was above ground, it would be considered the 6th largest river on Earth, but until 2010, no one knew it existed. Apollo 11 was the spaceflight that first put man on the moon. As planned, several of its engines broke off and fell back to Earth. But ever since, no one knew exactly where they landed. Then in 2012, they were found on the Atlantic seafloor, having been there for over 40 years. To me, space engines are worthless and dumb, but Jeff Bezos disagrees. He financed their recovery 11 months later. In remote Kazakhstan, there is an underwater forest. It is a place that should not exist. But in 1911, a nearby earthquake caused a natural dam to form, which in turn flooded the area. Now a 400-meter-long lake remains there. Many trees reach out of the water, appearing stripped of any actual vegetation, but below the surface they look much more tree-like. To be honest, that's the opposite of what I'd expect. So that's weird. Since 1995, strange circular structures have been found in the waters of Japan. They were deep in the ocean and had no clear cause or origin. Coming to be known as underwater crop circles, all kinds of theories were expounded. Some claimed it was proof aliens have been to Earth, but no. In reality, they are created by pufferfish. Male pufferfish actually build them to attract a mate, with a more well-built circle increasing their chances. So that's the end of this video. If you want more content from me, follow me on TikTok or Instagram.